Least valuable player on the team.
Some people will disagree with me, but I would say it's right now. I can say it's River Craycraft, but it's not. I think if I'm thinking of a most valuable player, I call a player a most valuable player because of his performance all year, and we don't have as much as a sample size of River Craycraft being bad.
Mm-hmm.
So who I thought that would be a great candidate for this award is Richie James Jr. And it's because all those games that we lost just because of him.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking about it this way: like, who has the least trade value on the team? Like, Mike McGlinchey really sucks, but he was a first-round pick. He's an offensive tackle. You might be able to trade him for a 6th-round pick or something. So he has value, I guess, even though he's terrible. Who literally has no business in the NFL? Like, who is on the Niners team that if he wasn't on the team would be like selling cars or insurance? And that to me is just Trent Taylor. I mean, that guy should not have been in the league. I mean, he should have had 1 year in the NFL. That rookie season was fine. He got hurt. Goodbye. He should have been selling Mercedes-Benz this season. So here's the thing. I did a little research on how bad, how terrible Trent Taylor is. Okay. This season, he had 21 targets. He caught 10 of them, and there was 1 pick. The quarterback rating when targeting Trent Taylor this year was 39. Now, if a quarterback throws nothing but incompletions, his rating is 39.6. So the 49ers quarterbacks would have been better off just throwing the ball away into the ground to the sideline than ever throwing to Trent Taylor this year. That's his legacy in the 2020 49ers. Player in the team. In the league, maybe.
Best of the worst.
In the league as a favor to George Kittle. Like, hey, man, keep your friend one more time.
But we discussed this before that he can be a perfect PV team coach.
Hey, the next Wes Welker, right? Remember when people compared him to Wes Welker? What a slap in the face to Wes Welker. Wes Welker's actually like good. Okay.
Yep.
The greatest disappointment of the season. This is a tough one.
Arik Armstead.
Serious disappointments.
Arik Armstead. No question. Arik Armstead for me, because I know what you thought, who I will say when we are going to talk about this, because I was so hard on Jimmy Garoppolo. I've never had a good word about him this season, and when he was bad, I was the first one who criticized him just after the first game, after that that famous roller coaster effect against the Cardinals. So I could say Jimmy Garoppolo, but he was hurt again, so it helps him out from this situation. So who disappointed me the most this season was Arik Armstead, because I did so that he is going to be great and he can be a elite pass rusher this year again. But okay, he was great against the run, but
he wasn't great against the run. He was okay. He was decent. Yeah, he's fine. I'm not going to give him that. He was definitely disappointing this year.
Yep,
no question. But what I'm saying is, was he the greatest disappointment? I don't know if I put him number 1. It's a good answer, but let me try to argue for people who were even bigger freaking disappointments than Armstead. Like, I'll give Armstead this. At least he played 16 games. I'm setting the bar real low for him. Okay, real low. D Ford played 1 game, Botond, and I think makes more than Arik Armstead. Like, D Ford, and I'm not saying he's dogging it. I mean, he really probably is hurt, but they got nothing from D Ford. They got like 300 snaps, and they paid him like $35 million. My God, that is a big disappointment. Probably Jed York's biggest disappointment, because he's the one writing those checks to that guy. And then finally, well, go ahead.
Well, I've never been a fan of D Ford.
Right, so you're not disappointed.
Just because he was just part for the team for 1 game this season, it was not a disappointment. It was just what I've expected.
That's fair. And then finally, I'm not going to let Jimmy off the hook. Jimmy did get hurt, but Jimmy bears some responsibility with that. It's a terrible offensive line. He gets hurt a lot. He got hurt right away, and then he got hurt again. He only took 12 hits all year. That's not a lot. Nick Mullins took about 60 and eventually got hurt. You're going to get hurt eventually. But 12? Got hurt twice? Couldn't come back the second time? What I see from Jimmy is a guy who has zero feel for how to defend himself on a football field anymore. Like when the pocket breaks down, he's chasing his tail. He looks scared. And then when he does get hit, he seems like he gets hurt. Like his body just isn't built for the collisions anymore. So yeah, it would definitely help him if he had a better offensive line. But what a disappointment he was. He was supposed to make the year 2 Matt Ryan leap. People thought he had more in him. I think everyone now looks at him as like, well, yeah, 2019 is him. That's the best he's ever going to be. Maybe he'll get back to that level, maybe not. Whereas like 6 months ago, people were like, oh, no. This is the year where he's going to be the MVP. And forget Tom Brady. Forget Aaron Rodgers. People used to say that, like, who cares about Aaron Rodgers? Why would the Niners try to trade for him? Who cares about Tom Brady? If he wants to sign here, let's stick with Jimmy. The Niners could have had Brady, and they didn't get him because they were like, we want to see a little more from Jimmy. So Jimmy's a big disappointment.
Yeah,
the domino effect of him being on this.
I can't argue with that, but well, it's the same with D Ford. I didn't expect him to be so great.
True. Neither did I. But here's the thing. I didn't expect Armstead to be so great. I really felt like I saw this coming a mile away. But maybe I didn't. I don't know.